Hey there, my friends. Tommy G here, and this video is going to be really fun because it's the broad overview of the super platform strategy. All right, there's three core requirements that we have to have for this to work. All right, for the long-term vision. And so, what I'm going to do is kind of give you the lump sum overview and with a little bit of details before we jump into the next section. All right, so right here you can see we have the three different options, right? So the very first thing you got to have if you want to work on super platforms, you got to have offers, because you're going to be spending money, you're going to be building infrastructure, you got to have some kind of exchange for money, and that's going to be built through a value ladder, all right? On the next video, we'll kind of show you what that looks like, but to give you an example, all right, you need to have the low tier, middle, and back end or high end option, okay? To where what this does is allow your buyers to come in at a low cost, high value, all right, and ascend, all right, up your value ladder for your company, all right, for more revenue for you and more value for your buyers, okay? Because if they bought from you down here, then there's probably other things that they'll want to buy from you down here. And right now, if you don't know exactly what your value ladder looks like, don't worry. We're going to give you some, training exercises to let you figure out or map out exactly what your value ladder is if you don't have one in place, okay? Secondly, you need a system, all right? And this is what we call a sales funnel. And it's a series of websites, all right, that delivers your offer to your potential customers, okay? So what happens is they'll come in like through an ad, all right? And then you'll have a series of web pages. Page, thank you, and then the sales, all right, or booking, depending on your offer. So what it would look like is you have people that come in, a series of strategically and tactfully executed web pages that are designed to capture attention, create interest, all right, arouse desire, and then get an action, all right? So attention, interest, desire, action. It's the long-held ADA protocol, all right? This has been used since like the early 1900s with Claude Hopkins, all right? And it's a proven formula, but not many people know how to use it on super platforms. Well, that's what sales funnels are done with, all right? Now, traditionally, this would have to take like a lot of different people or man hours to get this kind of system in place, all right? Many business owners right now feel that they need to have a physical person doing each one of these things, when in reality, we're going to show you how you can hand off this whole system to technology, all right? You don't have to hire personnel to do all these things. You can tell technology specifically where to send these people, why they're sending them there, and automate them to where then they'll send them to where if you're brick and mortar, you're going to be able to book your appointment. If you're strictly online or sell goods and services online with distribution like e-commerce or something, then boom, you can take in orders and ship it out automatically with your distributors, okay? All with the ease and speed of automation, and that comes from using systems. And we're going to talk about the different types of technologies and integrations that we like to use to get the fastest and highest use of this. You can think of this system as kind of like cloning your sales force, all right? Instead of you having to hire and train and continually manage your sales team, you can sit there and build it once, tell it exactly what to do, and it will continue to work for you over and over, all right? But all of this, you can have the best offer in the world, the most efficient system in the world, but if you don't know where your audience is, or if you can't find them, then it's kind of like putting a McDonald's in the middle of the desert, all right? You're not going to sell any cheeseburgers out there, all right? Versus being placed front and center in, this is my Times Square. I don't know why I drew it like that. But we're in the very middle of Times Square. This is prime location. This is where you're going to get a bunch of happy, hungry people. And define your pockets of people. That's where we look to different kinds of Facebook, super platforms, Google, Instagram, YouTube, stuff like that, where your customers are on these platforms, all right? And we're going to prove it to you in this course. But right now, you actually, if you're already have a website and you're driving traffic to it, you have an audience right now, but you're probably just not tapping into it. All right. For example, we had a client, they had 30,000 people a month going to their website. Okay. They had an audience of 30,000 people, but since they didn't have the digital infrastructure, all right, some code on their website, they were not able to then remarket to these people on Facebook or YouTube or Instagram, whatever would be the best platform for them. So just imagine that 30,000 people a month and not being able to, that have visited your website. You can imagine that there's a certain percentage of people inside that 30,000 audience that are ready and willing to buy. They just might have needed a little bit more information that we could have followed up and asked them for the sale on a retargeting campaign, for example. All right. So getting all this stuff set up is what we're going to be doing strategically in this system, where we're going to let you know the right infrastructure, just to give you an idea of how this is going to be set up. We're going to go through the infrastructure stuff that you need to have in order for any of this stuff to work. And then we're going to go through the execution, probably not spelling that right, the execution guide to show you how to implement this for driving more lead sales and appointments. All right. So that's it. On the next one, we're going to dive in a little bit deeper to each one of these integrations.